Hi everyone, thank you for joining me. My name is Dr. RK Powar, Rose is my nickname. Like always, this video is about providing positivity. And what we're going to be talking about today is being scared. Yeah, being scared. Now you're going to think, what has being scared got to do with positivity? I tell you, it has everything to do with positivity. It's what we do with it. I mean, you've heard of the response where adrenaline kicks in when you're frightened and you instantly make the choice of whether you're going to fight or flight. So I'm going to just elaborate on some examples and we're going to see how we can use them in everyday life. So let me start off with example 1. Believe it or not, being scared has social benefits. You're going to think, how? Let me give you some examples. I listened to a talk by John McCarthy. He was the gentleman who got kidnapped in the 1980s in Lebanon. And then I think he spent some time with Terry Waite. I think he was in prison for about 5 years, around the 1981 kind of time. Now, the talk was excellent that John McCarthy did. But what I remember until this day is him saying that when you're caught in a cell with someone else, and the difference might be like chalk and cheese, the cell is 4 foot by 5 foot. Under normal circumstances, you might never like that person. That other person you're trapped with may never be a person that you would associate in normal life. But when you're in a hostage situation, all the prejudices that you have, color, age, religion, and everything else goes out the window. You like that person and you almost become best of friends with that person, guaranteed, because you're both in this captive situation. Now, thankfully, we don't want to become hostages to learn that, but let me give you another example. If you're caught in a situation where there's a fire in a building, now at that time, you're not going to think about who you like, you don't like, you're going to all pull together to escape, or you're going to try and put the fire out. Again, that's a social benefit of being frightened, but not frightened out of choice. A second example, I'm sure this has happened to all of us at some point, is when we've had a health scare. Either us or someone we love has been rushed into hospital, and at that moment, everything stops still. The impact of that is you assess life again. If someone you know has had a heart attack, you assess life again. Again, that reminds us, that kind of fear reminds us how fragile we are as people, how anything can happen to any of us. And also that scare, that fear, then hopefully can be turned around into some positivity, because we should learn and grow from that. So if you've had a heart attack or someone you know has, maybe you will look at your health regime, your exercise regime, your eating habits. So again, not that any of us need that kind of fear for ourselves or our loved ones to learn something, but again, it can be turned around into a positive. Now, the first two examples were something that sometimes happens, we wouldn't voluntarily go into them out of choice. But let me go into the next examples, and some of us do this electively. I've known people who have gone in a plane for a parachute jump because the thrill they're gonna have from that initial jump out of it is so strong that they're gonna conquer that fear. I personally don't know if I can do it. I don't know if any of us really know until we're on that plane. But I suspect if you decided to do that initially, there must be something about you. And also, I think if you've told everyone you're going to jump off the plane, if you're very strong-minded, you're just going to do it. But again, that's something where a fear is used as a positive. And if that's an example you can't relate with, more of us can relate with the example I'm about to give you. A lot of us enjoy watching scary movies. So this is example 4. A lot of us enjoy watching scary movies because of the chemicals it releases. You know, that sudden jumping out of the screen, that sudden jump we all do, gives us some form of entertainment and enjoyment. Whether we're watching a scary movie or you're in a roller coaster ride. Some people really like the thrill from that. Some of us are very frightened. But again, there's a positivity in that because we get some enjoyment out of it. The last example I'm going to talk about is going on stage. Going on stage to make a presentation. So this is example number 5. If you recall doing a presentation the very first time, you would have known that would have been a very scary experience. And then if you do it more and more, you get more used to it, and then hopefully you can just do it without thinking about it. But I know some very professional speakers who will say, even until this day, they will initially get butterflies or sweat until they're on the stage. Because once you're on the stage and you're talking in front of, you know, hundreds or maybe thousands of people, you don't know the skill base of the audience. Somebody there might be more talented than you in that subject area, so you're exposed yourself to vulnerability. But then the more you do that, the more used to it you get, and then there's some positivity in that, because in this day and age, at some point, we all need to get up and talk in front of people. So it motivates you, it gives you this confidence that we all need. I hope you found this video useful. I hope you can now see how being scared sometimes is not a bad thing. In fact, we should hope it happens to us every now and then to keep us firmly grounded and remind us how fragile life is, or how we can turn the fear around and get some enjoyment from it. I'd love to know your views. Please share examples that you've been through and what those examples have given you. And if you like the video, please hit the like button, please hit the subscribe button, and I will be back soon. Thank you very much. Take care. Bye bye now.